The original Chinese version of TikTok, called Douyin, was the kind of app that you would hear of once and then forget about. It was a late bloomer, that too in a category widely considered to be only of second-tier importance. It was yet another uninspired clone that was meant to shut down in just a couple of months. Contrary to all expectation, Douyin and its international variant TikTok skyrocketed to unimaginable height of success. These two apps became a global phenomenon, exceeding even the wildest dreams of the founding team. So what happened? This is the opening paragraph of Attention Factory, which takes us through the journey of ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok that went from being just a clone to now being one of the biggest social networks in the world. How was ByteDance able to pull it off? Why did all the other short-form video apps fail? How come an app out of China was able to beat all the other companies around the world? Hi, I'm Anurag and I want to tell you the story of ByteDance and along with it shed some light on China's fast-paced, cutthroat internet industry. I would highly recommend you all to pick this book Attention Factory. It not only tells us the story of ByteDance TikTok but also gives us insight of the way Chinese startup ecosystem operates and is fundamentally different from the way we operate in the West. Today, ByteDance is a conglomerate which has expanded into gaming, education, enterprise, payments, productivity and much more. This is made possible by three key aspects of the business: Toutao, Douyin and TikTok. The rise of these businesses reveal three distinct growth curves that the company went through. Each growth phase builds upon each other's success. TikTok's success was predicated on replicating its Chinese sister app Douyin's technology, product and promotional technique. In turn, Douyin's success relied on the recommendation engine, operational experience and cash reserve developed through Toutao. The story starts in 2012 when Yiming, the founder, recognized that smartphones will profoundly change how humans receive and interact with information. During early 2012, Yiming became obsessed with thinking about data mining, recommendation and what would the possibilities be. Their initial apps covered every niche trending topic on their local social network, such as apps about goofy pictures, beautiful pictures, real beauties, horoscope, etc. and etc. They garnered millions of downloads. After a year of building smaller apps, the team set out to build a much more ambitious app with a vision to aggregate and organize different content formats across the internet. An app powered by big data and machine learning that would serve people personalized feed. Up until now, most of the Chinese apps and news portals were done through human editors, and the content was curated manually, which is what Yiming and team set out to change. News apps are a very good business with high frequency of views, high retention and an added advantage of introducing many other content formats in the future. But none of the investors in China were interested in investing in news apps. Everyone's thesis was Toutao or any news aggregator is just an app version of desktop news website. They bet on two key emerging trends. One was artificial intelligence and smartphones. Now it might look like an obvious choice on both these areas, but then it was a bet which was not very certain. The hypothesis that they had was something as follows. Information is primarily consumed in four different ways: search, subscription, curation and recommendation. Recommendation provides with a powerful value proposition of being personalized to every individual and overall optimized for increasing the time spent in the apps as much as possible. The core of recommendation at Toutao was later also adapted to work with TikTok and Douyin. So in many ways, ByteDance at its core is an AI company which uses its AI to solve different problems in social media or in the entertainment space. No matter how good their algorithm was, if users did not join the platform, it would not work. Which brings us to one of the traits that truly differentiates ByteDance from every other tech company out there: their ability to embrace dirty work. Right from getting the news app pre-installed into every new smartphone being sold in China by partnering throughout the supply chain, to building personal relationship with every influencer on the platform in Douyin and TikTok. All of this resulted in ByteDance becoming the biggest news app in China by 2015, and soon enough they started monetizing and rapidly capturing the digital ads market space in China, slowly changing from holding a market share of only 2% in 2015 to 18% in 2019. Parallel to all of this time frame, a new change was happening in the form of short-form video content. This space had existed from 2011, but it was beginning to garner attention, and players like Musical.ly with hundreds of millions of active users were starting to emerge. ByteDance, on the other hand, was joining late to the offense, where already there were a dozen or more apps with tens of millions of users and an ever-growing user base, while at the same time they were facing an existential crisis as most of their usage on the news app was in form of short-form video content. They went for a 3-attack prolonged strategy, which consisted of imitating YouTube, imitating Kaishao, the local market leader in short form video space, and Musically, the global leader in the short form video content. They said that we are going to create 3 different apps in the same category, with the least of the budget going for the Musically clone, which later became Douyin, and the rest 2 projects were closed. Initially, their product was frowned upon as it was buggy, low quality, and had no particular differentiating point. What eventually led them to win the market was focusing on the differentiation point, which was not technology or product, but their operation muscle, which translated into a strategy where they treated every influencer or creator on their platform as royalty, where they fulfilled all of their wishes, making the influencer happy and stuck to the platform. This is dramatically opposite to the way companies in the West operate. This could very well be the secret sauce of TikTok, their ability to do labor-intensive work. At the same time, ironically, the app which it was based on, Musically, was failing, and it was failing really badly. It had stagnated in user growth and was losing money very quickly. But it begs the question, why did the clone succeed and the original product fail? The answer majorly lies in 4 reasons. First, the recommendation engine and infrastructure of ByteDance was much better. ByteDance was working on recommendation for past 3 years and had become really good at it. And to add to that, the advantage of better backend infrastructure, traffic tolerance, etc. made sure that the experience of Douyin was much better and cheaper than Musically. Second, the huge cash reserves allocated by ByteDance. ByteDance was generating huge amount of money through its news app and was willing to spend it in hiring, operations, marketing, and whatnot. Third, reusable components. Douyin could take advantage of all of the reusable components available from ByteDance. Fourth and the final one being operation and manual muscle. Where Musically operated just like every other Western company, ByteDance, as we discussed, was willing to do a lot of labor-intensive work to get the job done. Soon enough, Douyin became the biggest player in all of China, and the company set its eye on the world. They figured that the same playbook can be applied elsewhere to the world as well. And as fate would have it, ByteDance's international push was done by acquiring Musically. TikTok's success in the rest of the world can in many parts be attributed to them creating a global product, but with the flexibility to adapt it to every local market. TikTok followed a very simple plan, but which was never seen before being done by a social media company. Plan consisted of 2 parts. Spend billions on marketing, getting their product in every human on the planet, basically advertising wherever they can, with the sole purpose of widening their top of the funnel growth, and then using their algorithm, which was much better than every other competitor and Musically, to translate the top of the funnel growth into much more active users, which would then get segregated into their own interest groups. What makes TikTok defensible? Why can't someone just come in, spend crazy amount of money on marketing, do whatever they did, and take away the market? The short and simple answer to this is that algorithms are an invisible moat where you cannot really quantify their effectiveness, but at the same time feel the difference when using the product. The longer answer and a much more deeper answer is that the way TikTok is designed makes its algorithm more and more powerful with increased usage, which in turn fuels more creators to join the platform, creating a double flywheel, which every other company which has to come into the market has to do it from scratch. This is primarily why ByteDance is an important company to study, because it shows us a different way to dominate the market. From its operational muscle to its invisible algorithm, it is the sign of the time to come and the many industry AI is going to disrupt. From my side, let me know in the comments below what according to you make ByteDance stand. I will see you across in the next one.